Hello everybody and welcome to the next game, the DelotA Dota 2 Amateur Tournament. I'm just Delicious, handling the banning stage, and then hopefully we'll be able to remake so that Vague can join. He's having problems with his laptop and it's very up in the air, so he'll be joining us hopefully straight after that. But we have JAMBO versus Aera Esports in the final of the losers bracket. This is to play against Imber Battle.net to see who makes it to the grand final, and yeah, this is going to be a very interesting game. JAMBO we've seen play many times before in our January and this tournament, and Aera Esport also a very big team, really like a very good play, very coordinated, and it's going to be interesting to see who comes on top. The first banning stage is very peculiar actually, with both Batrider and Magnus making it through, and JAMBO are going to go for the first pick keeper, so Batrider's going to get picked up by Aera, and Magnus still in the pool, so there's still JAMBO could still pick him up if they really wanted to. Darkseer as well picked up by Aera, and little bit odd that JAMBO would give away the Keeper of the Light, and that JAMBO would take Keeper of the Light as opposed to any of these heroes. They obviously prefer him to the other heroes that they could have picked up. Well, we'll have to see how that works out for them. I can't imagine it's going to work out. I can't imagine it's going to be that bad. They know what they're doing. They're going to pick up Queen of Pain against Batrider. We've seen Queen of Pain really destroy Batrider in mid before, and that's probably what they're going to be hoping for in this game as well. They also pick up the Gyrocopter, so really going pretty aggressive at this early stage. Gyrocopter, one of those heroes that is really probably the strongest carry, second to Phantom Lancer. Phantom Lancer is one of those carries that just cannot be beaten at this moment in time, and that's why JAMBO actually just immediately first banned him. And they pick up the Gyrocopter, so they get arguably the second biggest, hardest carry in the game. But Batrider is a hero that can lock him down. Gyrocopter relies on that BKB, he's not very mobile, and if Batrider can dive him when he has the BKB up and just pop that lasso, Gyrocopter is going to be out of the fight for 5 seconds, and the rest of the team can really just go to town on them. And a Queen of Pain and a Keeper of the Light, that is a lot of burst damage if they can get Aera confined in one space. Then they are almost certainly going to be taking an awful lot of damage there. Third pick is coming up now. They haven't actually locked out any of their tri-lane, which is something that we often see, and they've picked up Puck, so maybe they are going to be running Darkseer on that tri-lane, maybe as the main farmer. After picking up Puck and Batrider as well, you have to assume Batrider is going to be mid, and now it does look like Puck is going to be on that offlane, so they are going to be running Darkseer in that new age sort of style that we sometimes see Darkseers be running. And very nice to see that. It's going to be interesting, because if they run Darkseer as that main farmer, they do not have a big carry, and Gyrocopter is going to be one of those guys that really just out carries them completely in this game, and if they don't shut him down early, he's going to absolutely dominate them regardless of how much farm Darkseer gets, because he's not a carry whatsoever. And if he can get a mech and then a pipe, and then maybe make that into maybe get a scepter as well for his wall to make even harder illusions, it's going to do nothing if Gyro has a BKB. So they're going to have to be very careful, and Aera are going to have to play this very well in order to make sure they keep ahead of JAMBO. We're looking at the bans. Magnus banned by JAMBO, which is a bit surprising, seeing that Aera don't really have any room for him left in their lineup. They also ban out the Lone Druid, so maybe they feel like Puck is going to be running as a support on the tri-lane, because they are banning out a lot of off-lane heroes, which is pretty interesting to say the least, seeing that Aera look like they're going to be running the Darkseer as their main farmer. They banned the Tidehunter and the Enigma just to get rid of a lot of their team fight, and just to make sure that when Puck does pop that big ulti, that and Aera dive into it, that Enigma's not going to be there to try and turn it around, and nor is the big Ravage. So Aera getting rid of the team fight. They want to win the team fights, which is almost certainly going to happen now they have Puck and Darkseer. JAMBO are really going to have to engage on their own terms and make sure that Aera don't get that quick initiation, because they will almost certainly pick off 2 or 3 heroes before JAMBO even have a chance to respond. Chaos Knight banned out by JAMBO, so they're still getting rid of the farmers. And maybe they just aren't aware of what Aera look like they're going to be doing with the Darkseer, and Aera ban out the Shadow Demon, so getting rid of that tri-lane, getting rid of that ridiculously strong Keeper, Shadow Demon and Gyro tri-lane. But the Bane is still there for JAMBO if they want him. Bane is a hero that has come into this meta quite quite heavily actually, just because his ulti does go through BKB. He's a perfect counter for Lifestealer, plus he can set up those Illuminates so brilliantly. An early game, he makes it so difficult for people to gank because of the Nightmare and the Enfeeble, just really difficult to do anything against him, and obviously Brain Sap being incredibly strong. So I'd be very surprised if JAMBO don't pick up a Bane now just to finish off the tri-lane, and then they think about their off-lane later, because it doesn't look like Aera are going to be picking up another off-laner, and there aren't many left. There is the Bane from JAMBO, so just as I was expecting, they do pick him up to finish off their tri-lane, and now we're just waiting for their off-laner. Aera Esports still have a lot of picking to do to determine what they want to do with this lineup, but I've got to feel that Darkseer is almost certainly going to be on that tri-lane with the puck on the off and Batrider going down the middle, and their last two picks are almost certainly going to determine what they, how they do, what they go for on that tri-lane, and it's going to be difficult for them because they're coming up against Keeper and Bane and Gyro, which is such a strong lane. Bane's Nightmare can really set up Gyro to get close for his Rocket Barrage, and also sets up the Illuminates perfectly. So if they catch one of Aera out of position, they're just going to dive onto them very quickly. It's going to be very difficult for them to get away. So Aera are going to be looking almost certainly to try and put the puck up against the tri-lane, just so that puck can get us a little bit of farm, do as well as is possible for her. So their tri-lane really cannot come up against this JAMBO, you have to feel. But maybe if they pick up someone like an Earthshaker, they can maybe go for it, because Earthshaker is one of those heroes that if JAMBO want to play an aggressive tri-lane, Earthshaker can shut them down, just because of those fissures are just so strong, especially if you're on the defensive tri-lane. It's very difficult to beat past fissures, especially if they're well placed. But anti-mage by Aera, and now this begs the question, what are they going to do with this lineup? Is Darkseer going to be playing a support on the tri-lane? Is Puck going to be supporting on the tri-lane? One of them has to, unless they run Darkseer in the jungle, run anti-mage with one more, Puck solo and Batrider mid. That would be a little bit weird, but maybe that's what they're looking for. But Anti-Mage picked up, and that's a very interesting pick, and I know that when Vague gets it, he's going to absolutely love that pick, because he adores Anti-Mage, and with good reason as well. He's a very strong carry, a very good farmer, an incredible flash farmer. If he can get his Battle Fury within 14 minutes, he is going to absolutely dominate on farm. He's going to have his Manta by 20 almost certainly, and then from then it's just a snowball how fast he can get all of his items, and he becomes a very competent carry just because he gets his items faster than other ones. And even though Gyrocopter on equal farm will probably beat an Anti-Mage, it's almost impossible to have equal farm with an Anti-Mage if everything goes well. So that's what Aera are relying on. An Anti-Mage obviously very good against Queen of Pain and Keeper, not particularly good against Bane though, because that ultimate from Bane really locks him down and stops him from getting away, and he relies on that blink. And Windrunner, last pick by JAMBO. They've gone for the big Windrunner, and Aera now looking to respond, but Windrunner is going to be one of those heroes that's going to be a pain through the entire game. She's very good at locking down heroes like Batrider and Darkseer when he's trying to get away. That shackle very nice, and if you can get a good shackle off, that can be the difference between losing and winning a team fight. So the Windrunner, very nice pick. Power Shot as well, obviously very good, and Windrun exceptional against Anti-Mage, just because he absolutely relies on right clicks, and if she can just pop that, she can just run away from him and hopefully juke him around while he tries to blink after her. But last pick by Aera. This is going to determine their lanes, because their laning is just a little bit, it looks a little bit up in the air right now, and it's Earthshaker. There's the big Earthshaker that we were talking about, supporting almost certainly the Anti-Mage. But if they do leave them on their own, then Anti-Mage is going to have a problem, because it is a double melee lane. And hopefully I will just ask the teams now if we can remake so that Vague can join in. I'll just have a look to see whether he's talking to me. He's not actually talking to me, but I'll ask him. I shall ask them now. Let's just check if Vague is actually online. Doesn't look like Vague is actually online, so maybe his computer is still doing... Yeah, it looks like his computer's not fixed itself, so unfortunately he's not going to be able to cast. So we're just going to jump straight into this game, and hopefully that will fix itself for when we cast the NLGS Friday European Cup later, which is going to be very nice. and we're looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are looking forward to it. And running through the teams very, very quickly, we have Matt, who will be taking up the puck. We have Shadox, who will be on the Anti-Mage. We have Onion Rings on the Earthshaker. We have Yatar on the Batrider. And Ryusum will be on the Darkseer. Flicking over to the other team, we can see Jambo will be taking will be taking up the Gyrocopter. We see Grobion will be taking up the Keeper of the Light. Acid on the Queen of Pain going mid. Highlight will be on the Bane, and all the way over here, Harry on his own will be taking up the Windrunner. And Harry's having a little bit of lag, so he's just going to reconnect very, very quickly. 2 players high pings. Yeah, that's really weird, seeing that this is definitely the European server. 1 team comes from Germany and 1 team comes from France, so it must be their internet. So hopefully they'll be able to fix that very, very soon, and we'll be able to get this game underway. So Gyrocopter looks like he's just going for as much last hitting power as possible. Bane and Keeper both have sentries. Bane going for that Soul Ring, really wants to get it, and let them fix that. Okay. Full. And Grobion just looks like he's going to be the main support on this tri-lane. He's already got his Observer Wards and just stacking a lot of regen. Acid in mid, going for that quick bottle. Kind of picked up a Clarity as well, just in case might need it against Puck, who looks like he's going mid, and Batrider is going to be the support with the Earthshaker and the Anti-Mage. That is going to be very, very, very interesting, because we haven't seen I have not seen a Batrider support for so long. You just expect him to be mid at this state, at this sort of level, because of how good he is. And a little bit of French going. I have no idea what that is. I do not speak French whatsoever. But yeah, this Batrider's harass in lane is incredible. We'll have to see whether it will actually be enough to shut down the ridiculously strong tri-lane coming out from Jambo, sorry. But maybe it is. We'll have to see. Aera obviously know what they're doing. Puck will be going mid up against Harry, and Puck is going to have quite a nice time. This is definitely the EU server. They're both from EU. This will be the 30 milliseconds. There we go. This is definitely EU. I'll very quickly check my ping just to make sure it's 70. So, yep. Everything seems fine. Oh, it looks like Coco and Harry are getting 150, but they're going to try anyway. That's really sporting of them. They're just going to get this game underway, and then we're gonna see what happens. A shout out to that amazing YouTube video. I'm Juggernaut, bitch, and everyone knows it. Everyone's calling it. So. Yeah, everyone likes that video. It's a nice video. But this is going to be an interesting try v try to see who actually wins. You've got to feel that if anybody's going to win it, it's going to be Jambo on this lane. But you can't rule Aera out. They're very, very good. They have the sticky napalm, which can really, really shut them down. As can just blinking by Anti-Mage can really cause them a lot of problems, because they're not going to be able to gank him. But if they can catch Earthshaker very slightly out of position, or catch Batrider very slightly out of position, they are going to die very, very quickly to the amount of burst damage that Jambo have on this lane with the Nightmare, the Illuminate, and that really annoying Rocket Barrage. So Harry, hanging around at top on his own, he will be coming up against Darkseer. And who wins that lane? You got to give it to Windrunner, which she's picked up a Ring of Protection. Maybe just to go straight for her Basilius, but you gotta still give it to Windrunner. But they've spotted out Highlight, who's roaming around completely on his own. His Onion Ring's gonna land the Fissure. The rest of the team's coming in. There's the Fissure, and it catches Highlight out. A few sticky napalms. Is he gonna be able to get away? He's completely stuck. There's almost no way he's gonna get away from it. Coming around the back, he actually eats a tree, manages to run off. Quite lucky actually, but nice play by the rest of Jambo to get there as quick as possible. Highlight already has to pop his salve, and he doesn't have mana for the Nightmare. Keeper does have mana now for the Illuminate, but not a very nice trade for Jambo. I mean, Highlight took a lot of damage, although this Keeper Illuminate is going to be annoying them to all hell through this through this. Anti-Mage will almost certainly be leveling up his spell shield as much as possible to survive against the Keeper and the Bane because of the amount of damage that they actually do. Yatta might get caught out slightly. Nice fissure. Catches them both on the wrong side. Jambo trying to get away. Shadow's doing a lot of damage. It looks like Jambo's going to go down. They get Coco as first blood. Highlight as well, trying to run away from Shadow's. He's going to blink after. He's going to stats level 2, so he's going for that burning build. Yatta coming over the top, trying to catch out Grobion. Are they going to be able to get him? They do not, surely do not have the pace. Highlight's going to get caught. They take another one. Now Shadow's coming around the back. They're going for the triple. They get them, and Anti-Mage gets away. They get a 3-for-0 on the bottom lane. Fantastic play by Aera. Exactly what they needed to do. And they take a massive, massive lead in this tri-lane. Anti-Mage now 1-0-2. And Jambo's tri-lane just fell apart. They managed to pick off the Bane. Managed to pick off, Coco before anything had started. The gyro. Really nice fissure locking him in. And from then it was pretty academic. They just chased them down. They had higher move speed. They had the blink from Anti-Mage, and that was enough to get the kills. Batrider's just going to go back home. He's already got his bottle, and he's really doing exceptionally well. If we have a look at the last hits and denies, we can see that Darkseer and Queen of Pain highest in the game. So Acid ruling this mid lane just a little bit. Only a few last hits ahead. This illusion rune is going to make it a lot easier for for Matt to get back into it, though. And a pause comes out from Shadow's, as it seems like he's having slight problems. But yeah, you have to say that exceptional play by Aera on this bottom lane to get those kills, because you just were not expecting them to dive out like that and be able to pick them off. They actually managed to get the Earthshaker. The Earthshaker did die in that, but I don't think that's quite compensation for how much they're getting beat on this lane. The Windrunner doing okay for herself, seeing a 9-1 versus the 13-2 of Darkseer. Darkseer really doing very well, highest farmer in the game, although his net worth is not going to be particularly high. Puck, you can see now that she's picked up this illusion rune, is really last hitting much easier than Acid, and being able to deny and do everything at the same time. And Acid's getting a little bit aggressive, trying to come into Puck, taking a lot of damage, has to blink off. One orb would have got the kill, but Puck just didn't have the mana for it, and Acid gets very slightly lucky. Maybe trying to just pick up the rune now that although the runes haven't spawned, maybe just trying to pick up the rune. Actually, Acid still going for more harass. Puck still has all her bottle charges left, so she's going to be absolutely fine just bottling back up. But we're going to have to keep an eye on this bottom lane still, because now you can see Aera's posture so good, so aggressive, hiding out in the jungle, making sure that all of Jambo are pinned back to this sort of area, and there's absolutely no way that Jambo can really get back into this tri-lane without getting a kill or two. But they're going to keep trying to let their gyro farm. They need to get him up as quick as possible. I'd be very surprised if he's going for a Midas now. It's going to be way too slow. He's only on 10 last hits after 3 minutes, and he's got a death, so that's not what they want to do. He did manage to get an assist on the Earthshaker, but that's not going to at all make up for how much he died. And it looks like Anti-Mage just going for his Tranquils before anything else. He'll have them given to him very shortly. Acid coming bottom though. They want to try and go onto Yatta. Are they going to get him? No, it looks like they might turn around and try someone else. Bane is still there. Are they going to be able to catch anyone? No, they're not. And Acid just feels like Acid just knows that's a complete waste as all of Aera back off. They had the ward up. They knew how Acid was coming, and they just walk off. It's a really nice play by them. Matt in mid, still just free farming, sitting at 23-2, beating the Darkseer. At top at 20-3, and Windrunner starting to come back into this lane now. 17-4. That's much better from the Windrunner. Exactly what she needs to do, just to keep getting as much farm as possible, and make sure that she can get those big items when it gets to the mid game, because things like Orchid in this game are going to just be so useful, especially against heroes like the Puck, like the Darkseer. Being able to pop an Orchid on them is going to maybe be the difference between a team fight. And look at bottom, they've gone onto onion rings. This is what we were talking about, the amount of initiation they've got. But Coco really getting caught out and taking a lot of damage on the back of it. Earthshaker hanging around. He has mana for the fissure. He might actually go for the fissure and try and catch one or two of them. Coco not on a lot of HP. If Shaker wants to go for it, they're going to almost certainly get the kill. I mean, Batrider's coming around the back, and Anti-Mage can blink in a second. So Onion Rings hanging around. He wants to go on Gyro. Here he goes. There's the fissure. It hits. Are they going to go for him? A few right clicks from Shadox should do it. One more right click is all it needs. Batrider's trying to get there. Batrider's flying over the top, but Yada's got a little bit too over-aggressive, and he's going to get caught out. Batrider actually does manage to kill the Gyrocopter. Can Yatar get away? Here comes the rocket. They need to destroy it before it hits him, or it's going to get the kill, and it just doesn't, actually. Just doesn't. And instead, they manage to get a 1-for-0. Down goes the Gyro. Nothing on the back of it. While that was happening, Acid got a kill on Puck in mid. Just what Acid needed to do to try and get into this lane and really dominate it. Now an entire level ahead of Puck. Although Puck's about to hit 7, so it's not the end of the world. But Acid doing very, very well for themselves now, really farming up, sitting at 25-3 against the 30-3 of Puck, but has that kill, so it's going to definitely have more farm. And JAMBO, Coco dies again, so really not what they need. They need this Gyro to be farming. I mean, he's only got 15-3. If we have a look at net worth, we can see that the Gyrocopter is absolutely miles behind heroes like Queen of Pain and Windrunner, just because of how much they're farming and not dying. And Windrunner picks up her phase boots, so she's going to be able to harass this Darkseer incredibly. And the Darkseer's farm is looking okay. It's not bad. He's sitting at 1800 versus the 2300 of Harry, so Harry's farm is going much, much better. Looking down at bottom, Acid with the haste rune, although they have wards up, so they know that Acid is coming, and they all just back off. This Anti-Mage is going to be so difficult for her to for Acid to kill, just because of his natural spell immunity and how good he is against those spellcasters like Queen of Pain. But if they can get Coco a little bit more farm, they're going to definitely win this late game. They just need to try and get there. Batrider, they're just going to dive Highlight again. Really nice fissure catches them. Highlight's going to go down, almost certainly. Nice use of that, though, but he's going to die to Onion Rings, who's trapped. He's completely trapped. They managed to take him out. A 2-for-1 for JAMBO. Just what they needed. And Gyro gets one of the kills and an assist. So his net worth has gone back up to what you would expect, 2200, just what he needed. He's now ahead of the Anti-Mage, and he needs to stay ahead of that Anti-Mage if he's going to continue to do well in this game. He needs to make sure that Anti-Mage doesn't get too far ahead. So nice play by JAMBO then to turn that around, because it looked like for sure a few of them were going to get caught. And these fissures by Onion Rings have been absolutely superb. Every single one has hit all of the targets it's needed to. Almost completely spot on, and the pings come out on Grobion. Maybe they wanted to try it. It looks like they do want to try it. Batrider coming around the back. They feel they have the kill. Firefly is up. 3 points to Sticky Napalm. As soon as you see that fissure land, they're going to just dive. They're waiting for it. They're waiting for the perfect time. Do they have sight? They have sight of Coco. Very, very slightly out of position. If they push to try and get this creep, they're going to probably dive them. They actually don't, because JAMBO back off very, very slightly. They've now, looks like they might actually be trying to dive Shadox, which would be a massive mistake. They're just going to make sure he backs off, gets out of XP range, and they're going to keep just farming farming down there. And Darkseer versus Windrunner. Windrunner starting to pull ahead pretty massively now, actually. On about 500 more gold. She has her phase boots, her Ring of Bacillus. Queen of Pain, what is she being sent to herself? It looks like she's going straight for BKB or Scepter. She's picked up the Ogre Club. You have to fear it's probably going to be BKB in this game, though, seeing that there's so much magic damage. Puck comes down bottom. Has enough mana to cast the ulti, but they have the wards up. All of JAMBO just back off. They don't want to try and get caught by that Puck, and it doesn't look like they're going to either. So Yatta goes for the pull. Now they know that they're going to have the ward up, and that's why they got caught, and they're almost certainly going to de-ward that, because there's absolutely no way that's going to stack. Shadox, still just farming quite nicely, sitting on 2400, but the top 3 spaces are all full, are completely full of JAMBO's heroes, but now they're going to dive Coco once again. Grobion trying to get around the back, but the amount of damage Shadox is doing, completely insane. Highlight trying to help. In comes Acid, gets a kill, gets another. They're turning onto Onion Rings. Nice play by Acid, trying to bottle up, but that burn damage is doing a lot. Acid, is he going to go for it? 1Q on that Darkseer can surely get the kill if they want to try and go for the dive. He has Surge up if they want him. Acid still just bottling, trying to get back the mana. Has Scream on full level. It looks like they might be going for the Darkseer. They're just going to dive Onion Rings under the tower. Acid was hoping to catch out the Darkseer, because that would have easily got the kill, only on 200 HP. Now Scream does 300, so that would have guaranteed the kill. Earthshaker hanging in the woods, but nice play again by Jambo, and especially Acid in particular, coming around the back exactly when needed, doing exactly what needed, and managing to pick off a few kills. So Shadox has decided to swap lanes actually completely, now going up against Harry, and Harry's right click damage, completely insane, almost killing the anti-mage, putting him on 150 HP, and Harry's going to be very, very happy now that they've swapped, now that you can just get complete free farm down here. And also you have to feel that they're going to be that this tri-lane is going to be happy about this anti-mage leaving, because it was the mana break that was really doing all the damage to them on that tri-lane. I mean, they got the combo off, but it didn't do anything. And if Bane can dive and maybe catch Onion Rings out with a very quick Nightmare, then Onion Rings is gonna fall very easily, because they have level 3 Illuminate, they have level 3 Rocket Barrage. Onion Rings hanging around only on 400 HP. One Nightmare will get the kill. I think Highlight realizes that and moves forward a little bit. But it looks like they're actually just going to run 2 people at top. Shadox and Darkseer at top, although it looks like Ryusun might be swapping and giving Shadox free farm. Queen of Pain activates that double damage rune, looks to be going top. Really wants to kill. They have no wards up. They have absolutely no idea. If she goes now, she's going to get a kill. He's already used his blink. Here she goes. She tries to go in, but she actually completely misses, and the fissure hits her in a really nice play by Aera. Shadox popping the ulti, but nice vacuum by Ryusum as soon as the stun had finished, making sure she couldn't blink away. And a little bit of a dive from Acid, not what they wanted to do. Managed to pick up the kill. Although, look at this, the ulti from Highlight. They're going to catch Yatar. Is it enough damage? Rocket Barrage, it is enough damage. Keeper gets the last hit, but they get a kill. And exactly what they needed again to just keep Coco getting up in farm, getting as much as possible, making sure he is one of the highest farmers in the game. He is now the second highest farmer of the game, quite a way ahead of Anti-Mage. But they're pushing top. They really want this top tower. Although Harry getting a little bit aggressive, doesn't know that the Earthshaker's there. There's the fissure, and now they actually get the kill on Harry. Really nice play, or do they? Because Harry's going to get away with very little HP. Shadox manages to get one more right click that does it. There's the scream. If she can manage to pop off that Q, it looks like Shadox is going to die. Acid blinks in, gets the last hit. And a 1-for-1. They trade Anti-Mage for Windrunner, not what they wanted whatsoever. And it even looked like Windrunner might have been able to get away, but it was very, very unlucky actually that Harry died there. But Anti-Mage having to dive for it, and not what they wanted. But here comes Yatar versus Gyro. Gyro pops the ulti. Yatar has no idea the amount of damage that that Coco can do to him. Although Coco's diving pretty heavily. He's got Rocket Barrage back up. Is it enough damage? No. Batrider coming back round. They have TP support. And Batrider just solos him. Very, very unusual dive from Coco. You wouldn't expect him to do that. And there's the power shot by Windrunner picking them off on the back. What an excellent play by Harry, coming down to bottom and managing to pick him off with that power shot. And Queen of Pain picks up the regen rune, actually manages to get another kill on the puck while all of that was happening at bottom. And Acid farming up, doing very, very nice, going straight for BKB, has the Mithril Hammer and the Ogre Club now, sitting at 4-1-1, wants to dive Onion Rings, wants to try and just dive this tower. In fact, Acid being very aggressive, standing right at the front, while the rest of the team back him up. And if the Nightmare comes out, it's an easy, easy kill. They swap it round so that Harry versus Shadox are bottom, and look at the amount of harass that Harry can put on him. Just absolutely insane. There's no way that Shadox can keep up with Windrunner in that lane now that she has those phase boots and that Staff of Wizardry. Just so much right click damage. And the Illuminates carry on coming over the top. It's going to do an awful lot. It's going to be very, very annoying for them actually. It's going to just keep harassing them. Still level 3 Illuminate. Keeper almost has the ulti as well, but they're going to catch out Coco. Is it enough damage? Nice fire break, actually pushes one to the other side of the fissure, but he can just walk away from that one. Gets a little bit lucky. Acid still doesn't have ulti up. They send 4 up top to try and deal with Coco, Acid still hanging around in the wings. Will have ulti up in 5 seconds, so if they want to try and go for a big dive, they're going to be able to pick her up. They actually know that Acid's in there, so I'd be very surprised if they go for the dive. And at bottom, we see Harry get the kill on Anti-Mage with a nice shackle shot against the tree. The power shot coming through. Harry playing exceptionally. Very, very nice play. 2-1-1, now finished the 4-staff, and just what Windrunner needs to do. Needs to start building up those items. Now has the highest net worth in the game. Just exceptional play. If we have a look at the last hits and denies, we can see she's sitting at 70 and 10. She's really ruling this game and managing to pick up solo kills everywhere. So really nice play by Windrunner. No one can keep up with her, especially the Anti-Mage. The Anti-Mage is having an awful time against Windrunner on this lane, especially seeing that Windrunner had quite a lot of farm before they went up against each other. The Phase Boots and the Staff of Wizardry, now 4-staff, really dominating. Acid versus Batrider in mid. They both have their ultis up. If Acid wants to dive, he's almost certainly going to get ultied. Although Batrider goes top because something's happening, and Gyrocopter falls again to the Darkseer, and it looks like Highlight might be caught. Nice play, getting that thing on the Shaddox. Now they're going to turn around and take Darkseer. Darkseer's going to drop. Bane gets the last hit. Over goes the ulti, and Puck getting away on marginal HP. Through comes Batrider, uses the ultimate on Highlight. Are they going to be able to pick him off? No, they're not. Acid doesn't have mana for the ultimate now. A 4-for-1 for Aera Esports Gaming, and very nice play again. The Batrider porting up. Everybody was there. The Puck managing to pop the ulti, managing to catch a few and getting away on very, very little HP with that magic wand getting popped. Coco comes back up to top to try and do something, but there's absolutely nothing Coco can do. If he gets any closer, he's just going to die to the fissure. There it is, and it looks like he is going to drop. They've got nothing to stop him from dying now, surely. One right click. Anti-Mage picks up the last hit. Anti-Mage farming very, very nicely, and Gyrocopter just dies twice for nothing, and his farm has gone all the way back down to 3,900, whilst Shaddox has got a lot of farm, sitting at 44, and he's almost certainly going to get the last hit on this tower. Yes, he does. And he will have almost finished his Battle Fury now. It's come very, very late for him, because he thought that he got the Tranquils first instead. But it's still very important that he can start flash farming as much as possible and as fast as possible. And if we flick it open, we can see that the hero that's had the worst time in the game has been Coco. They have focused him every fight, made sure he's got 0 farm, and his farm is just not being what they've wanted. He's only level 8, and Harry is level 12 with the with Acid as well. So these two heroes are really doing very, very well when you compare it to the rest of the field, and they're going to have to rely on them now to be able to bring Gyrocopter back into it with some very, very nice play. Invisibility Room being spotted by Harry at top, and they're almost certainly going to go and pick that up. If we have a look at all of Aera, they're just hanging around. They pop up a very nicely placed observer ward, actually, so that they can make sure they have vision. And Highlight nearly gets caught out, has to back off very, very fast. They do have the observer up, so they did see it coming. But it just goes back to Acid versus Matt in mid, with the Queen of Pain versus the Puck. And who's going to have the better of it? You have to say Queen of Pain. She's managed to get a few kills against Puck already, like 2 or 3. And if she goes for it, she could quite easily get him, as long as she doesn't phase shift dodge the ultimate coming out from Acid. Remember, Acid has an invis, so if she wants to start roaming, she can. No sentries up by Aera, so they're not going to have a clue it's happening. Onion Rings has the ultimate in 5. Going to be hanging around. Acid just still free farming mid, wants to try and finish his BKB before they do anything adventurous, which is a very, very good option. Only 300 away from it now, only 200 away from it now, actually. And Harry just free farming bottom as well. Has the 4-staff, has the phase boots, has 600 gold, 700 gold. What she gets is entirely up to her. What Harry wants to pick up, not entirely sure. But Puck has the blink dagger, which is very important. Although look at Acid hanging down bottom, wants to get the kill on the Batrider. As soon as Illuminate comes through, Acid is almost certainly going to jump in. The Illuminate has gone through. Gyro just farming away, and Acid gets spotted by Batrider, and Batrider immediately TPs. He's going to be able to get away. They have 0 stun, and they get this free tower. Queen of Pain wants to be going for the last hit. But then again, they should probably leave it for Coco, because his farm has been absolutely atrocious. Gyro does get the last hit. And Anti-Mage kills Windrunner. at bottom, and their Bane falls as well. They go for a very big dive round the back. We can see Yatta and Yatta Shadows and Onion Rings now really going for this tower as the Darkseer comes in support, and they're just going to trade 1 for 1. Windrunner and Bane got very, very aggressive. Shouldn't probably be diving towers on their own against the amount of counter initiation that this team can pull out. And they're just content on taking this bottom tower, I think. Are JAMBO going to respond to it? Are JAMBO going to get down? The problem is, it's very difficult for them to take towers. You can see that they've only taken 1. Both teams taken 1 tower. But it's Illuminate coming out from Grobion is just so annoying. It's so difficult to take towers through it. And also the fissure, it makes it so difficult to push into towers. And Highlight just walking into the jungle might get caught. There's the fissure. Very nice play. Harry's there. Tries the shackle shot. Hits nothing. And the puck ulti catches 3. Acid round the back. Can't Acid do anything? Locked down almost completely by the amount of slow that Batrider had put on them, and Harry trying to run away has Windrun. Is going to survive. Tries the shackle shot. Does she have Windrun? She doesn't use it. The Fissure picks up the kill. And JAMBO, Coco now popping the ulti. Is it going to pick up MAT? Yes, he does. Is he going to pick up another one? Batrider on like no HP. Doesn't manage to pick him off because of that wand. And Aera take a 5 for 1, and they're going to be taking a tower as well. Aera starting to dominate this game. Anti-Mage starting to dominate this game. Has Battle Fury. We flick up XP graph and we can see that just because of that fight, Aera has skyrocketed into control of this game. And same with Gold as well. 1500 ahead, but it was that fight that did it. JAMBO were ahead before that fight. Yatta's going to get taken out by Keeper and the Bane ult. And that's going to help them a little bit, but not nearly enough. You can see the XP graph, 5k in favor of Aera Esports, and Acid tried everything in that fight. Popped the ulti, popped the BKB, went for the scream, went for the blink, and it just didn't do enough damage to this team. Couldn't pick off the supports with the ulti and just got locked down in the middle while BKB was on, just trying to fend them off. They all jumped on her and died very, very quickly. So very unfortunate, but it does happen. It looks like they might be lining up the puck. Although no, she just goes for the Earthshaker and picks up a very, very easy kill. Didn't even need the ultimate. Acid's just going to be blinking away. And Acid just picking off everybody round the back. Just what they need to do. Need to try and get that more items on Acid, on that Queen of Pain. Maybe pick up a Sheep Stick to counter as Anti-Mage. They do need something like that because Anti-Mage's farm is getting a little bit ridiculous right now. Actually already has the Blade of Alacrity with the Battle Fury, and you see the Illuminates just make it so difficult. Acid wants Yatta. Yatta gets stunned. It does almost no damage just because of the amount of HP that Batrider has with his strength gain is very, very high. And the Highlight manages to trap Shadox, but Ryusen takes him straight out of it by attacking him and putting it onto himself. But who was that for? What was that? It's a BKB up on Coco. Just what he needs. Finally has the BKB. Will no longer get just chain stunned to death and get killed by Yatta with that Firefly. So it's come very late for Coco, but it was what Coco needed. It's the time that he needed it. Just when it looked like he wasn't going to get any sort of farm. He can now start to farm with a little bit more safety. Harry coming bottom as well. Has the 4 stuff up. It looks like we might be going for a bit of a 4v4 down bottom, although Grobion coming round the back. They're going to leave the puck in mid. Puck has the TP if they need it, but they're going to try and dive before it happens. There's the stun rocket. It's going to go after Anti-Mage. Harry hanging around in the trees. They want to kill this rocket, but if they dive them now, then they're in a horrible, horrible position. All of them just hanging around doing pretty much nothing. Yatta can get caught out. But the Bane decides that's probably not the best idea, and Keeper of the Light and Acid are just maybe a little bit too far back. Keeper of the Light especially, seeing that he has almost nothing. He's channeling. This may be the time they decide to dive. It's going to hit this creep wave and just completely destroy it. So they've got a really nice push. Very nice push because of the power shot. Here they go. They want the tower. Although Coco wants more. Coco wants the kills. Will they be able to take the tower? Nice. Fissure again catches Harry. He has the wind run to get away, but it's not going to be enough to stop the burst damage from Puck. Harry actually manages to survive. Puck's going to go down, but the power shot's going to get him. They get a double kill. And really nice play round the back. Coco gets away from Shadox. Maybe. No. Fissure picks him off. Although he ends up dying to Acid. Now, Earthshaker trying to do everything he can to get a few kills. He's not going to get them. Earthshaker goes down. 3 for 1 for JAMBO, turning it around again. And now they're going to be looking to push this tower, and there's almost nothing to stop them. There's a Darkseer without his wall. There's a Batrider without his lasso. And if he goes for it, then they're almost certainly just gonna lose them in this fight. Surely, no. Back comes Anti-Mage buying back, and he's going to blink in, and Harry has the shackle if he wants it, but he's not going to use it, and it looks like they're going to be picking off Grobion, the Batrider, with an amazing amount of damage. In comes Shadox, trying to pick off Acid, doesn't have the ulti, but Acid doesn't have mana for the blink now. One more right click, 1, 2, Acid drops round the back, Batrider picks off Bane, and they just stayed for too long, and the buyback from Shadox, they weren't expecting it, and the Anti-Mage ruins them with the Batrider, and now they look to push the tower back and swap tier 1 for tier 2, and really nice play by Aera again, and Batrider finally has the blink dagger, so that's going to be even more annoying for JAMBO. Very, very difficult for them to deal with now. Anti-Mage will be getting the last hit on this tower, really accelerating in farm, sitting on a 9,300, 1,200 in the bank. Going to be looking for that Manta style. Has the Asher. As soon as he has 2,100, will definitely be picking up that Ultimate Orb. And it's going to be coming very, very fast just because of how fast the Anti-Mage can farm. Tries to get the camp to spawn, but it's not going to happen. So just blinks back over and continues to farm in the jungle. But, yeah, you have to say that JAMBO did have the better of that fight, and they just hung around for a little bit too long. If they'd backed off as soon as they'd won the fight and maybe not tried to get greedy with the tower, they would almost certainly have gotten away a massive lead. But they just couldn't do it, and you could see it was starting to dip back down. But then as soon as Aera got back, they bought back and dived them. It shot back up even more in gold than it was before, but in XP. JAMBO still make a little bit of a dent into it, but not nearly as much as they would have if they just backed off. Shadox still free farming a lot of gold now, 1,800, nearly got that has nearly got that ultimate orb. As all the teams hang around mid, JAMBO want to go for the push. Coco was leading the way, but now they've decided to swap it round. Keeper manages to get the Illuminate, and this tower is going to be falling. They're not even going to bother defending this, you have to feel. Although Earthshaker up on the high ground, does he have the fissure? In goes Puck with the ulti, and look at the amount of damage they're doing. They managed to pick them all off. Bane tries the ultimate and immediately gets shut down. They get a triple just for the Darkseer. Now they're trying to get onto Grobion. Grobion's going to die. Acid's in there as well. Doesn't have mana for the blink, and another double kill for the Puck. Gets the triple all together. Shadox plus Puck destroying them, and the fissures are always perfect. They're always spot on. Batrider didn't even need to use his blink. A 5 for 1 again. Aera looking for this mid tower. They're going to be getting it, and JAMBO just overextending once again, just getting a little bit greedy, and they just keep getting caught out by the big fissures from onion rings. They're just not expecting them, and they're always so well placed. Shadox has the Manta style complete. Going to be looking for Roshan almost certainly after that tower's fallen. He is going for Roshan, and onion rings is going to help him out a little bit. But this Roshan should be falling very, very quickly, especially if Yatar comes in to help. He is coming in to help. And here we go. Very fast Roshan attempt. They want to give it to Shadox. He has his Tranquils, but they decide maybe they don't have enough damage, and Shadox is just going to keep farming the Ancients until he has his Manta style up. Puck, what's he having sent to himself? Oh, he's got Orchid. So Puck now has Orchid as well. Another reason that this Queen of Pain is getting destroyed. We can see Pucks in this tournament really are just doing exceptionally well for themselves. There's almost, when you ban out those big heroes, there's almost no one in mid that can deal with Puck anymore. And Puck just seems to just own every game. We saw that amazing game a few days ago where Puck just completely dominated it. And just fantastic play. And once again, Matt playing very, very well. Managed to get picked off a few times by the Queen of Pain, but when it comes to the team fights, no one can compare to this Puck, just with the amount of burst damage and the amount of mass stun that she can bring. Just so exceptional and so versatile as well, and almost unkillable. So it's just it's just so difficult to lock her down, and we're not going to see any sort of attempts at Roshan, you have to feel, quite yet. Yatar has the Invis rune hanging around, while Anti-Mage just continues to farm. Now at 1300 plus the Manta, this farm is going exceptionally well for Shadox. He is farming up very, very nicely. Smoke gank. Who are they looking for? They're looking for Acid. They want to try and catch him out. Here they go. He's Invis. He's going to crack the lasso. Acid's going to be falling, almost certainly. Anti-Mage gets the one last right click. Now they go on to Bane. Highlight getting a little bit aggressive, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to catch him. Oh, they are, because he walked slightly the wrong way. Anti-Mage is there. They get the kill. It was Puck that managed to pick him off. Now Harry going to get destroyed. Earthshaker ulti does so much damage on top of the fissure. Coco hanging up the high ground. Looks like he's probably just writing something, because it's definitely AFK. And a 4-for-0 again for Aera. Just ruling this game now that Shadox has got just any resemblance of farm. He's going to keep going back to farm the jungle, and they just can't deal with it. And I'm not entirely sure what Aera is saying. Do they need a reconnect, or I'm not entirely sure what Jambo mean. But they say go, and Batrider resumes, and we are going to be going once again. So, that was a little bit weird, because Grobian paused, and then Aera, I don't know what re means, maybe it means he's back, I'm not entirely sure. So they just unpaused it, and Jambo don't seem to have a problem with it, so it's absolutely fine. And Shadox will be picking up this Roshan, so Aera now decide that they can go for Roshan. They have the team fight, and they have all of Jambo dead, so Anti-Mage picks it up. He goes back to farming, and he's really getting miles ahead of Gyrocopter now. 6k ahead. His illusions are going to go farm the lane, while he goes and farms the jungle, so he's going to have to use a little bit of micro, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to be too much of a problem for him. And, yeah, this Anti-Mage just farming exceptionally. We see flash farming from Anti-Mage all the time, and he didn't get the best farm in the world at the beginning of this game. He didn't do exactly what he needed to do, like, he didn't get all the farm that he needed to get. He did everything he could, but it was try v tries. It was very, very difficult for him, but he managed to get a few kills. But now he's just absolutely dominating. Now he's got 3.4k in the bank, going bottom. Going to be looking to farm up this this wave, and it's really a matter of can Gyrocopter keep up with him? I really don't think he can. At this stage, Anti-Mage is so far ahead that Anti-Mage, if he wants to just start split pushing, he can split push so fast. There's really nothing that Jambo can do about it. He's just going to keep blinking around. He's going to be looking for his heart. He has his Reaver. His heart's going to be very, very soon. So he's just going for that burning build that we always see, that he utilized so well in TI2. And Shadox just continuing to farm up. He's definitely gonna have this heart within a minute or two. If they leave the jungle for him, which Batrider doesn't seem like he wants to, Batrider is gonna be taking it and taking it all up. But smoke gank by Jambo. They're coming through the water. They're gonna catch out Shadox. Has Highlight got the ulti? There it is. They want to just dive him. They're gonna get the kill, but Earthshaker with the ulti. Huge play by Earthshaker. A 5-for-0. And now Aera are going to be pushing straight for the racks, and a huge play by Earthshaker. They lined up for him perfectly. He blinked in, the ulti, the fissure, and they all died. And this just looks so bad for Jambo now. They're certainly going to be losing a racks. If we check the buyback status, we can see that only Windrunner has buyback, and all of 5 of Aera are pushing this ridiculously hard. So 1 racks is going to fall. And they've got a big push at bottom as well that Puck's going to facilitate to try and maybe take 2 towers at the same time. And Jambo just got caught out massively. They thought Shadox would be on his own, but he wasn't. They had onion rings with him, and there it is. Nice wipe getting said by by Coco as they caught. They just were not expecting that massive ult from Earthshaker. They really tried to kill Shadox. They're going to get the double racks. Jambo trying to pop the ulti. In he goes with the big BKB. Is Acid around? Acid isn't quite here yet. And the nice Vacuum puts them both on the other ground, but Shadok's doing so much damage, completely destroying them all. They can't keep up with him. The amount of damage his ulti just did then was insane. Remember, he still has the Aegis, so even if they kill him, he's just going to come back. He's absolutely destroying Acid. Acid's got nothing on him at this stage. He is slow, but yeah, they just keep pushing them back, leaving them in their ancient. They've got nothing. Looks like Darkseer is going to die. The rest of the team have just backed off and left him to his fate. They can't really stop him, and Aera are going to pull back. But Shadox has all of his heart now if he wants to go pick it up and just continue to farm. And just exceptional play. I mean, Aera got the wipe, and as soon as they did, they rushed straight away. Oh, a regen for Shadox, so he couldn't get lucky, although he doesn't want it. And GG actually called by Coco. They don't want to go anymore. They think the game is over, and they disconnect. And Aera are going to be playing Imba Battle.net in the final of the losers bracket, and fantastic play by them. By all of their team, just played so amazingly well. They backed up the anti-mage superbly. They were in the perfect positions when they needed to be, and they just got the better of Jambo today. You got to feel like the picks, they were. It just didn't. The Aera's picks were just so strange. It just didn't. You couldn't tell what they were going to do. They immediately picked up the Batrider, and then Jambo just went straight for the Queen of Pain. They thought, okay, we got to counter the Batrider in mid, and then they just didn't put Batrider in mid. So they got caught out hugely by the picks by Aera. It was just really nice picking, and that tri-lane from Aera just completely destroyed them. They just played so exceptionally well as a team. Jambo got caught out a few times. Coco just got absolutely destroyed on that tri-lane as they focused him over and over again every time he got fissured. And yeah, that was pretty much the story of that game. It really, Jambo just, they didn't play